Norfolk. So what I want to do tonight is give you a little background on the plan, some reminders of what is required of the plan, tell you a little bit about how we got where we are, and then I want to start going through what is in the plan, because we are at the stage, the Planning Commission and the Design Review Committee have both completed their first run through at the general plan, and we're ready to go out for public input and public comment. But before we start that public input and comment process, I want to make sure that you're aware of what's in the plan. And on the easels over to the side, we have the future land use map. This is the city as a whole, and we also have a map by each ward. Ms. Protajaro had asked that we go through this street by street, block by block. That's exactly what staff and the Planning Commission did. We have one of these for each of you with your ward that we can give you, and you can take it home and you can mark it up, or you can wrap a birthday present with it because it is colorful. But what we want to do is just give you this basic background information. One of the first things that we have to remember is that this is the only plan required by the Commonwealth of Virginia. General statutes require that we have a comprehensive plan. No other plan is required under state law. It is required to be a policy document showing the long-range development of the jurisdiction, which is what the issue is with the future land use map. And it's intended to guide coordinated, adjusted, and harmonious development to best promote health, safety, convenience, prosperity, and general welfare of our citizens, including the elderly and persons with disabilities. And we are required under state law to review our plan every 5 years to determine if an update is needed. It is required under state law to address a handful of items: land use, transportation, and that means it has to have a transportation map. It's required to deal with affordable housing. If you are in the Chesapeake Bay area, it is required to reflect how you are meeting the Chesapeake Bay Act requirements, and it's required to have an implementation section. We began this process in 2008. They indicated, and consistent with all the other plans that we have done historically, it has a 20-year time frame. And one of the key elements we took in as we were developing this plan is the idea of accountability, the idea of a well-managed government where we can show objectively that we're making progress on meeting the goals that are laid out in the plan. The general process that we've done, or we have followed, is we began with an existing conditions report. We then went into plan development, and you were a critical element of this existing conditions report. We brought into you all of the various 90-some-odd neighborhood plans that have been done. And in 4 or 5 meetings, we went through every one of the policies that were in those plans that had not been completed. In plan development, we began with the vision. The vision was developed by the Planning Commission, and then you saw it again. We brought it back to City Council to make sure you were good with the vision. And then based on that vision, we developed a series of themes. Each chapter that we have proposed constitutes one of those themes. And then we broke it up into technical teams. And these were teams of city staff, staff from other agencies, people like NRHA. We used the Historic and Architectural Preservation Committee as the technical team for the historic preservation piece. And we're now at the point where we need to go out and get public input. So the public can tell us what they think, what we've missed, what we've got right. And our goal is to begin this process in October for public input. We'd like to try to finish this process by the end of the year for the initial round of public input, and then the beginning of 2012 start the formal plan adoption phase, hopefully getting it to you in a March-April timeframe, and then we go through the implementation phase. As a reminder for that plans assessment, these are all the neighborhood plans the council looked at in a whole series of meetings. Any action that was reaffirmed by City Council that covered multiple neighborhood plans, because one of the things we saw was in a lot of neighborhood plans, we had actions that really had application citywide. So City Council said if it has application citywide, treat it as a citywide policy, not a neighborhood policy. And then if the plan is unique or the policy was unique, the action was unique to a neighborhood, it is contained in a neighborhood chapter as a neighborhood specific policy. And then with that guidance from City Council, Planning Commission came up with this vision, because I know you can't read this because it defies all of the requirements we have for a PowerPoint and for display. You have a hard copy of this at your table. And what this does is it breaks up every one of these themes: neighborhoods, transportation, the economy, the environment. Every theme is listed in this vision, all getting to the idea that the city of Norfolk is a great place to live, work, and play. And so with that vision, that breaks the plan down into these chapters. And we didn't think about this at the time we did this, but when we compared those chapters with the proposed council priorities, they completely align. So great minds were thinking alike with all the city staff and the Planning Commission and City Council working on this effort, because what we have are a series of actions, themes that tie directly into safe, healthy, and inclusive communities, another series that tie into economic vitality, transportation ties back to accessibility, sustainability is sustainability, and then well-managed government. And tonight what I'd like to try to do is to get through, I'm not sure we're going to make it, the themes that are in the plan that tie directly in to that proposed council priority of safe, healthy, and inclusive communities. And I'll keep my eye on the clock so we can take a break at a good breaking point as we're going through this. I mentioned that we had technical advisory teams. Every technical advisory team was given this pyramid, because that was supposed to guide how they thought about this issue. So they began by identifying what are the issues that fall within this theme. And then once they had identified a series of issues, it then became, okay, what are the goals that you would have? How would we begin to know that we would be successful in addressing those issues? And not only did you come up with an idea, did each technical team come up with an idea of what it would look like, they identified ways to measure it. How will we know we're making progress? And then with that information, we came back and determined the actions that would be necessary to actually achieve that goal. So that's a process. I wish I could claim credit for that. A member of my staff did that, and I thought it was ingenious. Like I said, I wish I'd done this myself. So with that, I'll start by beginning with identifying land use strategies. And this ties back into the overall theme of the general plan that Norfolk is a real city that is a great place to live, work, and play. And our first outcome in this particular theme was the idea that is required of the general plan under the statutes, and that is that we have to have a land use map with land uses that complement one another and that will guide future development or enhance our physical environment. And so we said the first outcome we needed to do with this was exactly what the statutes say. We needed to update our future land use map. And the actions we said we would have with this was a land use map with land use categories that reflect the way we do things in Norfolk today. And so this is the map we came up with. You do have a hard copy of it. And like I said, we'll be happy to give you these maps for your ward. Mr. Mayor, you'll get the city as a whole if you'd like to take it with you and be able to look at it in greater detail. And you might notice this is very different from our current land use map. And that's because in 1992, we identified land uses by density. And we didn't think that worked in this city. And the reason it doesn't work is medium density development in the city of Norfolk will either, under the 92 plan, will permit either multifamily or single family development. And one of the things I told you at the meeting we had in July is a real problem we have with apartments in the city is apartments that are misplaced. They're in the middle of a single family neighborhood. So instead of regulating by density, we said what we want to do is regulate by form. We're a city, we're not a suburb. And as a city, what we are concerned with are places where we have single-family housing as our major housing type. We also recognize as one of the other issues as we've been working on this plan is that we have areas of the city that are more suburban in character. So on this graphic, what you're seeing is this real pale yellow. Those are the more suburban areas of the city, places where You have larger lots. The streets aren't necessarily in a perfect grid pattern. Then this very bright yellow is what we call the single-family traditional. These are the areas of the city that developed before these very pale yellow areas did. Smaller lots and a more regular street pattern. But then we also have some areas that are very urban, very small lots with a regular street pattern. And so these are neighborhoods like Huntersville, where you see that pattern. And we said, this is a better way to deal with our land use than to simply say it's medium density, which is what many of these bright yellow and orange areas would be if you regulate it purely by density. And for the high density areas, what we said is we really have two forms of apartment uses, or multifamily uses. We have townhomes, which becomes the corridor, the multifamily corridor areas. And this is this real bold orange, you can't really see it well here. Primarily lining major streets, major thoroughfares. And then we also have apartments, the more traditional apartment developments, which is in the brown. And then we said we have some areas where we really can't distinguish what the prevailing character is. An area like Ghent, where you've got apartments completely intermingled with single family. East Beach is another example. Those are the areas that are pink. And we said those are residential mixed. Broad Creek is also in that residential mix. You're absolutely correct, Mr. Vice Mayor. And then the other issue we got was when we looked at the non-residential uses, we thought there were some strange mixes under the 92 plan. Commercial and office were listed as a single category, but office uses can be used as a buffer to better protect single-family neighborhoods, so we broke them into two uses. And what we said is very consistent with what a lot of local governments are doing now. You can do office and commercial, but you can't do retail and office under this system. We broke the industrial up because one of the things we hear over and over again from economists is that we don't have a large amount of industrial land, so we said we need to better protect that, so we broke out industrial from utility and transportation. Then we created in 92 a very strange mix of educational, recreational, cultural, institutional. We broke that up into institutional uses, which are largely the universities, and the open space and recreation, and that's what the bright green is on this map. And then finally, instead of having a mixed use category, we did something that is a smart growth principle. And that is you don't limit the areas where you can have mixed use. You allow in your plan mixed use in a variety of areas. It just has to include as one of its components the underlying land use that's shown on this map. So the only area that is purely mixed use in this is downtown, this light purple area, which coincides with the boundaries of the downtown plan. So that is our land use map. But then we also came to recognize as we're doing this something else. And this is something that we didn't realize immediately when we began looking at this map, and then we thought about what we have done with some of the issues regarding looking at parking and looking at open space and looking at apartments.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Up towards the Chesapeake Bay line on the left, is that mixed use also? To your right at the very top?
There,
yeah, right up in it. Yeah,
no.
That pink. What is that?
That is residential mixed. It's not
Okay.
mixed use.
Okay.
It is recognizing that East Beach is an overwhelmingly residential area, but it does have some mixed uses in it, and so that light pink accommodates that.
Frank, I don't mean to interrupt you. The TODs,
Mm-hmm.
all right. As we look at this, are the TODs appropriately set with what the current plan is, or are we off?
That's where this map comes in.
Okay.
Because we recognized that not only we're a real city, and so we're not just a city of all of these different land uses. We have areas of this city that are very urban. We have areas of this city that are an incredible central city like downtown. We have the TOD areas, and we also have suburban areas. So we came up with the concept of defining character districts. And so what we have done with these character districts is taken downtown, which is in this purple, the suburban, which largely reflects the suburban, well, I wouldn't say largely, it does reflect the urban areas. And this map, generally the areas south of the Lafayette River, the older areas of the city, including South Side, that's our more traditional urban area, and then East Beach, we also defined as urban, that was a planning commission modification. The rest of the city is suburban. But back to Mr. Barjaro's issue, the TODs. Well, we haven't actually placed a TOD on the map through zoning. The only thing we've done with the TODs to date is indicate where they'd be appropriate, and so that's why they are shown in a black outline on the character districts. And yes, one of the things we did do as we were looking at this was look at it relative to these land uses. So if we had a land use that was inappropriate in a TOD, we had a debate among ourselves, do we revise the boundaries of the TOD or do we revise the land use?
This map is, let's say I see a color I don't like. And we come to the table, we can't come in and change the color. This is set. It's, if somebody comes in the future and says, I want to change the color, and that's where
It is not set until council finally adopts it. But that's the whole point of having the public input process, is to be able to take this map and the rest of the plan out to the public at large and be able to ask the public, did we get it right? Did we get it wrong?
Well, let's say that there, I see commercial on Military Highway, and and in the past, that commercial would have been fine, but it really abuts a single, as you have it, a single-family suburban, where we want to get away from that. And I'll give you a good example. I'm just going to pick this. It's not in my ward. Military Highway, the old flea market that was there. Single-family homes are behind it,
Right.
Directly behind it. I think, now, do you have that up there as red commercial?
It is shown as commercial, yes.
All right. Now, is that red commercial? That's how it historically has been?
And what we were looking at was what is a realistic use that we might be able to put on Military Highway. And based on the volume of traffic that is there, the number of lanes of the road, it is not attractive for most residential uses. It might be attractive for a very large, if you could assemble enough property, a large apartment complex. It's not going to be attractive for most townhome developments because you don't have the depth, which becomes the issue. So it becomes commercial, and then one of the things that we will have to do as we move on, and that is called for in some of the policies in this plan, is revising the zoning ordinance in order to better buffer some of these uses to deal with exactly the issue you're talking about. Because we've got a lot of uses. You picked out Military Highway, you can also pick out West Kent, where you've got industrial right next to single-family residential. So it becomes, we need to rethink this. Mr. Riddick has this same issue on South Side, where we have got uses that have evolved over time, and we're not going to be able to change those uses. What we can do is better protect the residential development.
Correct.
Over time.
I want to, because I don't know if commercial, in the past, yeah, when Fairlane's Bowling Alley was built, the residential right behind the back door of it was fine. But in today's world, those individuals don't want a bowling alley in their back door. They didn't want the flea market there. And now the flea market, I think, is closed.
It is.
So the real question then, and I'm picking on this where my mom and dad live. So in particular, since you have it red, if we walked out of this and said, well, you've got single-family suburban, why would we put red there? Shouldn't it be a different color? And is that what we're doing now? Is that what our job is to you, to come to you and say, it shouldn't be red, let's maybe office, suburban office may be more appropriate, other than a car dealership. So can we make changes to your colors?
Absolutely. That is the purpose of this public input process. We're not asking you to make the changes right now, but that is why we're going to give you your own copy of this map so that you can look at it, and if you think things ought to be changed, you can let me know.
So we can take this to our wards, show this to our people, and then say, let's talk about this.
Well, you don't have to take this out to your ward unless you want to. And we are proposing, I'm not sure I'm going to get past this, Mr. Mayor, so I'll just let you know, we're proposing a series of public meetings beginning in October. Because this right now is the Planning Commission's plan.
Right.
Planning Commission did go through this, looking at every single parcel and making the call what they thought the optimal land use would be here for the future. And what they've acknowledged is that we've got to go out to the public. And I'll use Mr. Riddick's ward as an example, the lumberyard,
Where's that?
right here.
Okay.
The issue becomes, what should that be? Well, the planning commission thought that that made sense to try to develop in the future a single-family residential. But we really need to take that down to the residents of Berkeley and Camp Stella Heights
Right.
and ask them, what do you think? And that's where we want to be able to get to beginning in October, so that we can go out. We are planning on a series of 6 of these community input meetings where we'll have these maps and we'll take them out to the public and ask, what do you think? Did we get it, or did the planning commission get it right? The planning commission get it wrong? I can tell you in Ocean View, planning commission members took the map, and we gave this to every planning commission member based on where they were pointed from. And in Ocean View, planning commission member took it out to a meeting of community leaders and asked them what they thought. And they came back and recommended a whole series of modifications that we then presented back to planning commission, or the planning commission member presented to the planning commission. That made a lot of changes in it. We also had changes made based on comments that were made by people from the public in the area around Park Place. So this is still a very fluid map. This is not adopted. This is not a final thing.
It's great,
And Mr. Mayor, I'm going to stop here.
Okay.
And we'll pick it up at your next meeting with going from the character districts and try to get through the rest of the plan at your
That
next
is
meeting.
really great.
Yeah. We haven't done this in a long time.
That is really
Supposed to do it every time.
City.
I'm not sure where the word real came from. And, look, one thing I want to just mention to the council, if you don't know this, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock in Scope, we are having another Homeless Connect, which we do twice a year. We're one of only a couple cities in the country that do that. There will be somewhere between 700 and 800 volunteers there to help and connect with 700 to 800 homeless folks. And this is partially funded by a $50,000 grant from the Dallas Foundation. So
How long does that last?
it lasts, I mean, it's an all-day event. I mean, but if you really want to go in there and feel good about your city, I mean, these are our poorest neighbors. And you got to come in. You'll be really, I mean, they're taken by what goes down.
Maybe we can get some work done at Ward's Corner.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just.
10 buildings over there.
She just gives, this was a charity she gave to. But,
Maybe we can convince her to do something down at the charity in Ward 1.
okay, but in any event, if you get some time, you ought to do this, because this is a very special, this is really something very
8 o'clock tomorrow.
poignant. You know, I mean, usually, I mean, they'll take 2 or 3 people actually to the hospital, usually on a, you know, because their vitals would be so off. They get, you know, dental work, they get haircuts, I mean, they get, of course, clothes, and they get a meal, and they get assistance with housing and with, you know, looking for jobs, and, you know, just connection with identifications. And there's a whole series of services that are, and plus you identify them, you get them into your system, you know what their needs are, who they are, they get help with medication. There's a whole series of things. So if you get a chance, you ought to stop by there. It's really a nice event. So, okay, thank you very much.
He's right.